Fine jewelry. That's what we're here to talk about today. Well, not exactly. However, if somebody were to propose to me with this RDA, something tells me I would not say no. In this bag, I have the all-new Hyon CUETÉ RDA, which CUETÉ stems from the Latin word firework, so also known as the Firework RDA. Hyon is an all-American based company, yes, bringing jobs to the people, well known for their flawless machining on mechanical mods and rebuildable dripping atomizers that are always a cut above the rest. So when I heard the announcement for the all-new Hyon CUETÉ RDA, I knew that greatness awaited, even prior to seeing it. The Hyon CUETÉ RDA comes in this beautiful black velvet leather pouch with the Hyon logo printed right on the front. Not only is it classy, but the velvet bag does also double as a scratch guard when you are not using it. When pulling this RDA out of the bag, it is a work of art made from 303 stainless steel sporting a 25mm deck that is ridiculously easy to work on. Now, all of attention to detail begins here. When you flip this RDA over, you immediately notice the engravings. At the very top, you have the Hyon USA logo. Right down here, you have the CUETÉ engraved. Made in the USA, in California, state that it was produced. Right in this corner, you have the Death 2 Clones logo, and on your right side, you have the nice serial number for your RDA. Now this 510 copper pin here is made from oxygen and mercury-free copper. And as you can see, it does protrude quite a bit for all those hybrid mods. This RDA also sports a very unique style of airflow, which we will dive down into later. But again, attention to detail. If you look inside of the airflow slots right against that wall, you have another laser engraved Hyon logo, and that is going to be on either sides of that RDA. This RDA also comes in two finishes. You have the beautiful mirrored look, which sports a very classy, clean, polished finish with a very nice wide Ultim chuff cap. There is also the option for the black one, which is a very beautiful, just dark matte black cover with the black Ultim chuff on top. Both RDAs will come with the polished deck. When we go to pull the cap off this deck, you're going to notice that it is a very, very snug fit. Now that does go back to that flawless machining. What's nice is even after several uses or use over a long period of time, this cap will remain snug. So again, just flawless machining that you cannot go wrong with. The second you open up this deck, you'll automatically notice just more detail. If you look down onto the actual deck itself, you do have the Death 2 Clones Reaper laser engraved on either side. And along the positive post of that RDA, you do have the Hyon logo engraved there as well. So let's go ahead and dive down and talk about this airflow. The airflow is very unique on this RDA. What it does is it comes in through this sidewall right here. So this RDA sports a very unique style of airflow. It will actually come in through the side right here onto the sidewall on both sides. What's really sweet is it will actually come right down underneath the coil into the well and then right back up again. What that means for you is fantastic, extremely potent flavor, and you will not lose the density of your cloud production. And just for those who are aching to use this RDA, when you do receive the RDA on initial purchase, it does come with a beautiful stock build. Nice, large alien coils, pre-wicked and everything. Now, the coils that come on there are really, really good for flavor, very warm vape, and are actually extremely satisfying to vape on. However, if you aren't interested in using the stock coils, this deck is extremely easy to put just about any kind of custom coils that you would like to put in there. And for the airflow, for those who just love a lot of airflow, you do also have the option of picking up the Pro Cap. Now, if you notice on the Pro Cap, that airflow is just straight through for those nice big clouds. And the Pro Cap only runs about $20 and is made from either Ultim or Black Ultim all the way down. Now we're building on this RDA. This RDA does feature a nice two-post design with a massive slit going down either post. Now inside of these posts you have the nice grub nuts. Now at this point most people either like grub nuts or they do not like grub nuts. The point of the grub nuts on this RDA is to prevent those screws from backing out and to keep a perfect connection on your coils throughout the day. Putting a new build on this RDA is made quite easy with the size of the post holes this RDA does have to offer, making it extremely easy to fashion any specialty build that you would like on this beast of the West. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do for you guys today is we're going to go ahead and throw a build on this deck. That way you guys get a nice idea on how easy it is to work with and kind of get an idea of how that build deck and airflow function all together. Today I'm going to be using alien clapping coils from VAPE. I was going to build some specialty coils for you guys today, but I left my wire at home, so this will have to do, and I believe it does get the point across. So what's really nice about these grub nuts opposed to most grub nuts is they are actually a flathead, so there is no more kind of wandering around trying to find those weird hex and star keys. You can use just about any flathead screwdriver, it will fit in there and it will work. So I would like to show how big these coils are and how wide this wire is. As you can see, virtually no issue sliding those large coils through these post holes. So these coils right here are wrapped around a 2.5 millimeter bit, so they are pretty decently wide. However, this is a 25 millimeter deck, so there should be no issue with these touching these sidewalls. So this post right here is going to be your positive post. This post right here is going to be your negative post. As you can see, it does have that nice insulator going around that positive post. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to insert one coil here, and we will do the same thing on the other side. Now there is a few different techniques on building this RDA. You can actually remove the grub nuts completely, leave them in, and then once you get those wide coils in there, it is as simple as 1, 2, and 3. It's nice as these grub nuts do hold in there very tightly, so there is no play on those coils. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and throw some batteries in this bad boy and fire off these coils and see how this RDA glows. I am using this RDA right now on the SX Mini G class. I would just like to point out that this is a phenomenal pairing. I'm going to go ahead and glow these coils at 85 watts, and then once we get those glowing, I'm going to go ahead and crank this mod up to probably approximately 120 watts or however much these coils feel like going. Look at that nice even glow. Very minimal effort, which I really enjoy. Something I can, if I really need to just throw a build on there real quick, it's not going to take me long to get that just right. I'm going to be using some cotton bacon in this RDA today. I do believe cotton bacon has some of the best flavor, so why not combine it with the best flavor RDA on the market? What's really nice about this RDA, me personally, I don't like to use a little bit of cotton. But the well is wide enough and is deep enough that if you like to use a lot of cotton, you don't like to drip very often, this RDA can compensate for that. So right now we're going to go ahead and be tucking this cotton into the well. What's nice about this, so once we get this cotton down in here, this juice well is pretty deep, but if you get that cotton fluffed up just enough, when you do vape on it, that juice is going to wick up into that coil extremely well, especially with this style of airflow. It does allow a lot of that juice from the well to be picked up, and you're going to be wasting very minimal amounts of juice. Adding just a few finishing touches up on this. This is a gorgeous RDA, and I would love for this build to just be gorgeous on here. It's like a piece of art. Alright, so let's go ahead and juice this bad boy up and vape on her. Right now I am using Snowcap from the Tried and True line. Alright, let's go ahead and crank this bad boy up. Right now I'm sitting at 85 watts. Not going too bad, but I do like a little bit of a warmer vape personally myself, so we're going to go ahead and crank this up to about 120 watts and try that there. Look at that fire. One thing that you do want to make sure of if you are installing larger coils onto this RDA is to either push those closer to the post or more down into the well. Reason being is because even though it is a 25 millimeter cap, If you look on the inside, those airflow slots do protrude inward about maybe 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters. So if those coils are too close to the deck wall, then then you do run the possibility of burning those coils against that cap and shorting your coils or getting a pretty gnarly hot spot. So just make sure again that you put those coils close to the deck itself or just down into that well. As you can see, I do have mine tucked pretty low. That way when I pop that cap on, it's not scraping. What I like about this RDA is it has phenomenal flavor. Now, I've always been a huge fan of the tugboats and the Kennedy RDAs. Currently, I'm still a huge fan of the Goon RDAs. So if you're somebody who likes a ton of flavor but does not want to sacrifice any of that cloud production, and you like really nice, unique build decks, Hyon CUETÉ RDA is going to be a phenomenal piece in your collection. I know it is a phenomenal piece in mine. This RDA makes a perfect pairing with any Hyon Death 2 Clones mechanical mod. Or make it your own pairing, throw it on your favorite device. Me personally, I like using mine on my SX Mini G class. I think it makes a wonderful setup. It's a clean look and it vapes phenomenally. You can also pick up the SX Mini G class Kevlar Black, Kevlar Navy, and the Kevlar Red over here at Vapor Source, either on our website or in our stores. And if you are interested in using the Hyon Death 2 Clones mechanical mods, you can also pick those up at Vapor Source as well. And don't forget to pair it with your favorite Pro Cap. The Hyon CUETÉ RDA sits at an MSRP of $130. Now the question, is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. It's an RDA that I enjoy very much so. It's an RDA that gets plenty of use out of it, so I'm definitely getting my money's worth. It's built nice and it's built to last long. For me, that makes it $130 worth. You're not gonna need another RDA. These caps retail at about $20 a piece, and for you cloud chasers, these Pro Caps are going to be a phenomenal installment with this piece. I would recommend this RDA to anybody who likes nice build decks, dense cloud production, potent flavor, and most importantly, works of art. Again, you can pick this RDA up at shop.vaporsource.com or stop into any of our locations. We have 2 down here in Pueblo, we have 3 in Colorado Springs, and 1 in Fountain, Colorado. Also, don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Also, if you like this exact setup right here, you can purchase the Hyon CUETÉ RDA along with any of the Kevlar SX Mini G classes here at Vapor Source. We have the Kevlar Blue, Kevlar Black, and the Kevlar Red. Or go ahead and pick up a Hyon Death 2 Clones mechanical mod to just make that perfect match. Again, we are at our ISO 7 lab down here in Pueblo, Colorado, where I'm vaping on the Tried and True line, where the Tried and True line is made, along with many of our other delicious lines, such as Shattered, Vapor Source Breakfast Table, Outpost, and many more. If you like this video, do not forget to subscribe.